I recently bought the ASMB9-iKVM for my ASUS C621 Sage motherboard, but the one that was shipped to me had installed the firmware version 1.13 that isn't compatible with my board. The device wasn't able to communicate correctly with the BIOS and it wasn't able to connect to the LAN. So at first I went to the ASUS download page and downloaded the latest firmware update for my board. I downloaded the file, unzipped it, copied the folder on a USB with DOS, and under DOS I give the command flash2, but I ended up with an error impossible to pass the file. So I tried to download the firmware version 1.13.2 but still I got the same error. I searched online for the problem and I found a discussion of other people that had the same issue, but I didn't find any solution to it. I then decided to try to flash the first revision of the firmware for my board, which is 1.09.1, with the included YaFlash tool under DOS, and instead of getting an error message, the update process just freezed. That wasn't necessarily a bad news, because I then started to search online for other flashing tools, and I found YaFlash that works under Linux, and it is used for other ASUS board firmware update and also for other server board from other brands. The problem is that searching for download the YaFlash on Google didn't give me any useful result, and I had to search for the firmware update of another server manufacturer, which included the YaFlash tool. I found one from HP and I will put the link for it in the description below. I then booted into Ubuntu, downloaded the IPMI tools to check that the system was able to communicate with the IPMI device using the command that you see on the screen, and then I downloaded the first firmware version from ASUS, unzipped it, and then copied the YaFlash tool in the zipped folder and opened a terminal window inside this folder. Then you need to type the following command, which basically is the same one that you use with YaFlash. So capcs, name of the image file, and then force reboot. The process started after a few minutes, and then I was able to see a progress indicator. The whole updating process took about 50 minutes, and at the end I waited 70 seconds to let the device start up. Then I rebooted the system, but still I wasn't able to communicate correctly with the BIOS, which I expected considering that this firmware revision is years older than the BIOS. I have the BIOS revision 6102. So then, instead of flashing immediately the latest revision of the firmware, which at the time I recorded is 1.15.1, I downloaded and flashed the one after 1.09.1, so 1.12.3. Then I repeated the procedure with YaFlash for the firmware 1.12.3 and rebooted the system. Then I downloaded the latest revision, so 1.15.1, flashed it with YaFlash, and instead of rebooting the system, I decided to shut down the system completely, flip the power switch, then flick the power switch back on, and then power the system on. This time the BIOS gave me a successful communication message. The BMC automatically connected to my network and I was able to connect to it with another device without any problem. To do the first login, I had to insert admin as user and admin as password. I hope that this information will help you with your problem.